Don Andrews. I'm here with Sean Eamon. We're talking about his new album, With a Lean. Sean, do you want to give us some background information a little bit? Like for people who aren't familiar with you, tell them where you're from a little bit. And
I was born in Butte and raised in Anaconda. I went to Montana Tech for college. Graduated from there in 2007 with a degree in professional technical communications. I worked as a newspaper writer in and around the area for around 9 years, and then moved into healthcare because it was a little bit more stable. The way that the paper business is, it hasn't been the best. But
yeah, there's definitely more healthcare now than papers.
Healthcare is just like a lot better job security and stuff. I worked at Montana State Hospital for 9 years. I left there. While I was there, what I did, I was a psych tech, a psychiatric technician, and a rehabilitation therapist there for like 4 or 5 years. And then I was there total 9 years. I tried to be a professional DJ in Butte for like 6 weeks, and it just didn't fit me. I felt like I needed to be helping people.
Yeah.
Currently, I work at Montana Chemical Dependency Center as a treatment technician. I lead groups and help people that have substance use issues conquer their problems and return to the community. And I've been playing music around. The first time I ever played like in public was 2006. Silver Dollar open mic. I think it was like my 22nd or 23rd birthday, and it's one easy way to remember that. I released my first album in June 2015, a second album in June 2018, and this is my third. Took a little bit of a break during COVID just to see what was going to happen, and this was released April 12th this month, this year, or last month, I guess now.
What's kind of the inspiration for this album right now?
Largely it was, I started volunteer DJing right at the beginning of the pandemic for KBMF, right? And I guess I had a feeling something was going to happen and I needed to do something with my spare time. And I'd kind of fallen out of love with music a little bit, and I fell back in love with music doing this radio show. And I was gravitating heavily towards traditional country music, old rhythm and blues, jazz music. It just kind of reignited the fire, and I think 8 of the 9 songs were written after I had begun DJing at the station. So I was largely inspired, and the cover of the album is actually the Carpenters Union Hall. It's the, I think the southeast side of it. But that was like the big inspiration. I was like writing songs, trying to write a song with phrasing like Willie Nelson, taking like emotions from songs and ideas, and just make something really original. And the thing came out beautiful. It's like you can tell it was largely inspired by traditional country music. It also includes mariachi and New Orleans style horns on some songs, and pedal steel guitar, which I think is very unique, and I feel like we're exploring new ground a little bit, because those instruments aren't always teamed up together. Well, they are hardly, if ever, teamed up together, and it's just an interesting sound. I think it sounds a lot like people might expect Butte to sound myself.
Was that kind of one of the things you were going for, was kind of capturing kind of like this essence of Butte within the music?
Yeah, I think so. And like stories about Butte's a place with a lot of tragedy. There's songs that are completely absurd, based in absurdity, like in ridiculousness. And
what would be an example of one of those songs?
Things that we do? Well, I would say, well, if Love Was a Fighter. It's a song about me getting beat up by like a girlfriend in a boxing ring, but using it as a metaphor for relationships when you still love someone and they are, I don't know, a little mean to you sometimes, how it feels.
Does that happen often?
Not really. I have a sweet girlfriend.
Nice.
But, and things like that, and the tragic songs about. One song was written about, I wrote it while Paul Canfield It was like a friend and sort of the, what they call her, the matron of the uptown Butte bar scene passed away, and she was dying in the hospital, and I couldn't bring myself to go see her. So I stayed home and did my own therapy and wrote a song about her. Well, sort of about her and like using like old buildings as metaphors on how things change as time passes.
What's the name of that track?
All the things I've broken, and of course it has like a huge guilt aspect to the song too, because I think at the time I felt extremely guilty, probably, you know, and I just put that on paper. In that moment, I had the song written in an hour, I think, and I didn't really have to change anything. It was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's lots of editing that goes into a song, and it's important too. You can't just have every song be 10 minutes long and ramble on like an old folk song. They have to be like finessed to where they're comfortable to listen to, not too long, not too short, that people like them.
Never thought about just doing like a jam band singer-songwriter kind of thing with it?
Not really. I'm like a big believer in like just like the regular popular music format where like most songs are like around 4 minutes. Every once in a while I do get like a little experimental. And on my second album I have a song that's like I think 7 or 8 minutes long, and there's not very many words in it either. So I do like explore a little bit. On this one there's a couple songs that go over 5 minutes. Probably touch 6 minutes even, and you know, that's a lot of it is exploring the textures and sounds and different things. And when you hear the guys that play on it, you can understand why the song would go on that long, because of the beautiful playing. I had Eric Haywood is the lead on the album. He's the lead on pedal steel. He formerly played in Sun Volt. He was on a really great kind of cornerstone album in alt country called Trace that they released back in the 90s. And it's almost, to me, it's almost surreal playing with him. But I had the album in my back seat. I think I still have it there because I like that album so much. He played with Ray LaMontagne. He's played in the last 15 years a lot with Jeffrey Folkall. He tours overseas. But he's just a regular guy. And you know, he like moved to Butte, and I guess I felt like I won the lottery because he was interested in my songs, jumped in, and we're good friends. And I just love the way he plays. Pedal steel's a really big thing in independent music. Independent, like as in like music that leans towards that sound. It's being used to texture a lot of like indie rock and different stuff like that now. And so I think this is coming out at the right time for me, you know, because people are really interested in pedal steel right now and adding the sounds that it makes onto songs.
Do you have a favorite track from the album?
Oh, that's always a hard question.
Who's your favorite child?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could almost change this daily. You know, one that like I kind of dismissed one of the songs early on when I wrote it. There's a song called "Who Is the Fool," and it's about like showing up in a bar and like talking about problems that you had during the day. Every line in the song is a question, so I call it a question song. But I think there's like a lot of really deep meaning in like the things that people do and the reasons why we do things, and how sometimes we feel like failures even though we're just like living regular life. You know, it's just living is part of it. You know, making mistakes is just part of living. And I think that song has like a lot of really deep sentiment, and I think it touches me a little bit, and I think it really touches other people when I play it.
Do you have any upcoming shows that you're putting songs off the new album with? We're
doing the full band album release will be Friday, May 10th at the Cold White, and our girl Christy Hayes. I always, you know, I don't like to say like somebody's opening for somebody else, because like sometimes openers are better than the headliner. But she's going to co-headline the album release with me, and she's bringing a full band. I'm going to have everything. I'm going to have horns. We had to get a guy from Helena to play horns because my main man Justin Ringsack plays bass and trumpet on the album.
He can't do both at the same time?
No, he can't.
Okay. Well,
unfortunate. If he had a third arm, it might be possible. But and we're bringing the whole thing to everybody for that show. And then I think I'm just going to kind of sporadically just schedule shows throughout the summer to hopes of promoting this and selling. You know, we went with the vinyl instead of CDs this time. I feel like it's at the point now where you have to like commit to either being just digital or doing records. And one of the things when we made this was I wanted to make a nice piece of art.
Yeah.
Right, like something that people could hold in their hands and like show it to other people and be like this, you know, like look at this. And BT Livermore did the art; they did an amazing job. And it's a ghost sign, of course, on the Carpenters Union Hall. And I feel like we definitely accomplished it, you know. And with these, I don't have to sell as many CDs. CDs, they always want you to buy like 1,000, and it's really difficult to push that many.
Is this your first time?
Even though you have your whole life to do it. This is my first time on doing vinyl. Yeah, I like learned the process and everything. It's completely interesting too. I went through a really good record production manufacturer, however you want to say it, called Gotta Groove Records in Cleveland, Ohio. And they were the most recommended one during the post-production process. I had John Neufeld had mastered this, and he's released stuff on vinyl and done lots of vinyl mastering for people in Portland. He tours with Martha Scanlon too, and he comes through every once in a while. And he recommended this. Gotta Groove was on top of his list for me to go through. And it was just a really interesting process. Like I learned about lacquer cutting, and you know, to have the art in on time, because you know musicians are famously late. But just the process was just really interesting, and it was a lot different. It felt like, to me, it felt way more human than other ways that music is produced. Sometimes, whether it's just on computer or you know, on the little CD thing, it just felt way more human to me. And it was really interesting too. Learned a lot about, you know, the manufacturing things that go on after, about printing processes and things like that.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the title and why you chose that?
Well, I bounced back and forth between a couple different ideas, and there was a line in the song called "Hanging Under" that was so good that it was suggested by a couple people on the record that the line be the album title of the song.
What was the line?
What is it? I'm holding up the bar front, drinking with Aline. I'm just hanging under, no need to intervene.
Yeah.
Which is about absurdity. I hate to think it's about any kind of alcoholism or anything, but it really is just about absurdity in the things that we do, that people do. And I shortened it to "with Aline" because I felt like it represented like a different sound and direction, kind of, for just what the songs are, you know, for what this series of songs is. That "with Aline" is like, it's really funny too, because I probably am right now. I like always tilt my head, so it kind of fit with that too. To be honest, it was just kind of a marriage among a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
But when those guys started insisting, I felt like I decided to shorten it and just go with it. And it's pretty unique, I think.
Yeah. You know, the album you have here is vinyl, of course. Do you also have it available digitally for people?
Yeah, it's available digitally on every streaming platform and everything. Prefer the vinyl is actually audiophile quality. It has like a different mastering. The mix is slightly different from the digital. It sounds better, basically.
Yeah.
And it really does. You know, like if you have a nice turntable, that's what this is meant for. This product, to enjoy it. You know, the beautiful pedal steel sounds that Eric lays down, the fun songs that I write and the sad songs that I write, the horns coming in and out. It's just made for it. It just sounds beautiful on a turntable.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend earlier, and we were kind of reminiscing, you know, about having physical media with music now, and, you know, probably 95% of the music I listen to is just all digital stream and whatnot now. So it's it's always different when you get something and you can hold it and you can feel it, you know, you're actually putting it on a player instead of just play and then skip and then skip and then skip, you know, and it's a much different way to listen to music.
I think it brings back like nostalgia too. Like when you're a kid and your dad has a record player, for our guys our age, that seems super cool back then, right? And now kids are buying turntables and like kind of re-evolving the way that we listen to music. You know, being in the record store, I went to a record store in Missoula to consign the album last week, and there's people there, you know? Yeah. There's all kinds of people, lots of young people there, and they have lots of records available, and it's a super fun place.
Which record store was it?
Ear Candy.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And you know, it's just such a fun place. You know,
are your albums available any other places, in Butte in particular?
I'm mostly just selling them myself, you know, almost like out of the back of the trunk of my car style. But you know, I haven't like gone anywhere to consign them in Butte yet. I have to go to Bozeman still. Bozeman has a couple record shops there that I need to visit and consign with too. I hate to say it because it makes it sound like you have to drive somewhere else to get it. Yeah. But I mean, you can contact me anywhere, and as long as I have a day off, I should be able to meet you.
Do you have a website or anything with the ability to order the vinyl and everything?
www.seaneamon.com.
All right.
You can purchase it there. You can go to Bandcamp to purchase the. If you want to buy the digital streams to like have saved somewhere, you could go to Bandcamp, and I think it's only like $6 or you know, I don't want to say prices. I don't know if I can. It's not too expensive. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And of course, like it's streaming everywhere, so you can get it anywhere. And like it has caught. It's already caught on a little. It was named Best New Music in the Pulp magazine, which is like the new Missoula Independent. They do like every 3 or 4 months they release like their hand-picked Montana music for a thing called Montana Jukebox. We were right at the top. And I never even met the guy or anything, which made me feel really proud of like my production. Yeah. People finally were listening and like it a lot. But you know, like it's everywhere online, so it's available there to listen to. If you have a subscription or not, you can find it to listen to it.
I guess was there something like, did you have like a point of kind of like an aha moment kind of thing when you were making this album? You know, kind of like an epiphany point?
I don't know, like if there was any epiphanies, it's probably like what I really like the most is the actual writing and recording of the music, and maybe like when I got towards the end and I wrote there's a song towards the end called I think it's called When Is It Going to Waiting for It to End is what it's called. And when I got that, I felt like I had like collected enough things that like we were good to go. We're ready to go to war now and go into the studio and everything with Clark. Yeah. And you know, put boots on the ground and start recording. You know, just the whole thing is just like lots of fun. There's lots of people helping out. It's kind of a shame that my name is like the main thing on there, even though I like, you know, the money stuff. I like manage all that stuff myself. I just get so much help from people like Justin Ringsack. He's played with me 10 years now, and he's from Butte and everything. He's been living in Helena the last few years.
We won't hold that against him.
Yeah, we won't. His dad still lives here too, Mick. You know, Garrett Smith writing these amazing horn parts with Justin. And Eric's awesome playing. Mike Bobineau, who plays drums, he's played drums with me on the last couple albums. And his input is always really super valuable. And we're really critical of ourselves, and I think that really creates a superior product, and that like we want to do a good job. Yeah. Every note that we play and everything. You know, it's tough to like just pick out single moments because there's a lot of really good ones, I feel like. So, you know, when you're making them, you're usually like under a lot of stress, it's a lot of fun to listen back. It's like a weird ebb and flow of different things going on. Sometimes you're like, maybe this isn't good enough. And I get lots of anxiety releasing this stuff because sometimes I feel like people think I'm like a psycho or something. Like, because I'm not afraid to like write, a little bit kind of depressing stuff or about the sadness of life, to touch on that a little bit, along with like the funny songs that I do. And when people like it, it means a lot too. You know? I felt like getting picked by that new music thing was kind of a really nice moment in the last week for me. But I felt like my work is justified, right? When we make things like this, like most musicians, like for me, it takes. I write a ton of songs, and they don't all like the one song. Sometimes there's a little bit of magic and they happen right away, and a lot of that is just from doing it over and over and over. And I really think it's important for young people to not be afraid to put in the work, to like study songs closely, and go out and show people your original work. Like I believe in using my own voice on my recordings. I don't try to sing like anybody else really. It's pretty close to the way I talk. And for people that don't know how to sing, a really good way to learn how to sing is to just try to sing in your talking voice. Yeah. That's the voice you're most comfortable in, right? But I'm hoping like maybe some young people will jump in on this. I think my audience is like a lot of older men, it seems like. That's kind of what I'm becoming. But it's important to me that we're creating things locally that have like that are quality and that people believe in and that we can be proud of.